Today's episode's brought to you by Quip. Quip out there trying to get your teeth all nice and your breath all fresh. Also, today we're brought to you by Me Undies. They are the undies that I have on me and have for some time. We'll talk about that as well. Now let's jump into this podcast. Hello, everybody. It's time for Ghost and Crendor.
Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
In the morning. Live. Before our recording studio audience. Recording. Wake your ass up, it's up, Crendor in the morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the episode of Ghost and Crendor in the morning.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Crendor.
You came with the same energy I had, the same intensity. I like it. You were like, "Go to man, no."
Now I'm wiped out.
It was a lot. Admittedly, it was a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Normally I'm like, how are you doing? But all I know is I saw you tweet that your car got hit by, like, the trash man and you've been walking everywhere. So I figured we'd jump right into that one.
Let me tell you, it has been a week. So I think Monday, it was Monday. Monday, I go out to my car, and I don't remember why I was going out to my car. But I do know that as I was going out there, this is like 2 p.m. or so, I was walking out to my car, and like a guy is sitting there taking photos of my car. And I walked up like, excuse me, sir? Because I was like, time out. What does this guy want? I was like, excuse me, sir? Pardon? What is this? And the guy, as he turned to look at me, because I thought he was taking photos of my license plate and stuff. And I was like, what? But as he turned to look at me, I saw that in the back of my car was like a perfect circle in my rear window that was completely shattered in. Like a perfect circle. And I was like, what the hell? And he was like, dude, I saw this here, and I was like going to report it and, take the photos and submit it to the police. And I was like, what happened? He's like, I got no clue, dude. And so he like went inside. He's like, as long as you got it. I'm like, yeah, I guess I got it. So I walked around the car. And I noticed that, besides this hole in my rear window, that it appeared like around the car was trash, right? You could see that there was like a half a cake and like a half container of some sort of zucchini salad thing, and then like a Topo Chico bottle that was partially broken, and then a bunch of other garbage. But there wasn't like a bag or anything. It was just like garbage.
Free treasures.
Yeah. But also on the back of my car was part of that cake. So it's like whatever hit, it like landed probably all in a clump, bounced off the windshield, shattered the windshield, and like fell on the ground. And so I was like, oh my God, what happened? And as I'm sitting there trying to figure it out, around me are the garbage men from the city in their giant garbage trucks. And I watch them as they pick up the garbage bins, shake them violently over the back of the truck. Right. And then I'm watching garbage fall off the sides. I'm like, oh my God, these guys literally did this right in front of my car, and they shattered the window and then just kept going. So I went over and I took a photo of one of their vehicles so I could get the number. And like I went back and started taking photos and doing all this stuff. Called insurance, called the cops, called everything. And insurance was like, well, check the inside of the car, make sure there's no damage. So I'm like, I'm really uncomfortable doing this. Like, don't worry. Check the inside. I was like, okay. So I open the car door, look inside, and as I close the car door, the entire rear window shatters. Crumbles in on the inside of the car. So now I'm like, okay, what do I do? They're like, well, your options are you can take your car to a dealer, not a dealer, it's like a workplace, like a car.
Right.
What is happening?
Mechanic is what the kids call
them. Yeah. What was I thinking? To a workplace where people pound cars. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. But so like you can go to a mechanic. The one that we would like to send you to is in this place called Alhambra. And I was like, that is so far away. They're like, well, yeah, we'll get you towed there. I'm like, okay. And they're like, do you have AAA? I was like, I used to, I don't anymore. And they're like, well, if you did, it would be a free tow. But since you don't, we're going to have to charge you for the tow. I'm like, wait, my insurance company is going to charge me for the tow? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no. That's not how this works at all. And they're like, well, you could just drive it there since it's only the rear window's damaged and nothing, it doesn't appear like anything else is damaged. And I was like, what if I just take it to a place down the block? I'm not comfortable driving this car. I don't want to do anything. there's a place literally down the street. What if I take it there? And they're like, they're not within our like preferred, like they're going to charge you more and we're only willing to pay so much. And so there's going to be a difference we're going to have to go out of pocket. And I was like, either way, I'm going out of pocket is what you're telling me. And they're like, well, it's just, that's the way that we, and I was like, why am I paying you money if you're like, well, either way, you're going to have to pay your own money on this. And I was like, and they're like, well, you could file a police report and then take it up with the city since it was a city garbage truck that did it. And I was like, all right, well, since I've got plenty of free time, I guess that's what I'm going to go do now. So I spent the day with dear editor Mari cleaning out we put on gloves and cleaned out all of the broken glass, put it in a trash bag, like sat there straight up just like cleaning the back of my car. Then I drove it to the place to get worked on, and they were like, all right, we'll be in touch with your insurance. And then I was like, all right. So I got an Uber back to the office. Then at the office was like, all right, boop, 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 boop. Filed a police report. And I was like, what should I, do here? Because it's very obvious to me, at least, that it was the trash guys that did this.
All right.
And they're like, well, you could take it up with the city, but the city is going to require a lot of evidence. And I was like, well, I have all these photos. And like, do you have evidence that it actually occurred? It was them. And I was like, I mean, if this was a trial case, I bet we could convict. Like, I'm just like, the preponderance of evidence, what was going on around me at the time, I feel like we could convict. And they're like, well, you need to have it caught on film. So then I proceeded to walk up and down the street looking for buildings with cameras pointing in the direction of my car. Then I find a guy who, it's this, I think it's like a recording studio or something, and they have multiple cameras. And I was like, knock, 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 hey, I know you don't know me. My car got, the back of it got messed up, and the camera you have right here in this corner was pointing directly at it. And I was wondering if I could get that footage, or if the police could get that footage. That would be really helpful. I think the city messed up my car. And they were like, yeah, dude, I got you. And he's like, give me your number, and like, if you can hook me up with your license so, we know it's you. And you can like scratch out all the information, just like, so we see your name. And I was like, I got you, dude, I got you. He's like, cool, we'll get back to you. He messaged me like, do you know what time it took place? And I was like, between 11 and 3 on Monday. And he was like, okay, we'll get back to you. Nothing. I've heard nothing. I messaged them every day, like, any updates? Nothing. I'm like, oh, cool. They ghosted me. So now I'm worried that what's on that video is like the mayor threw a thing at my car directly. Like something crazy. Like, why wouldn't they message me back? Yeah. So I've been harassing them, and they haven't sent me a message. So no matter what, I don't know what's going to happen there. But so far, I'm out of pocket for the experience because everyone's like, well, we don't want to mess with the city because it's going to be hard to get money out of them. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I haven't had a car. Thankfully, I only live like a mile and a half away from the office, so it isn't that big of a deal. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just walk to the office every day. And if I need to go anywhere else, I will simply get a lift or something. And that's what I've been doing. And they were like, well, it should take between 4 to 8 business days to get this all wrapped up. And I'm like, oh, boy. So as of, Friday, that was 4 business days. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll have my car back this week. But, I've started walking. This is what I've been doing.
That is, at least you're getting your exercise in,
It's true. I have, because I'm a sucker for, like, getting stuff. I found an app on the internet because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to sort of gamify the walking, right? Because I can come up with a million excuses of like, oh, today I don't want to walk to work because like I could just take this Uber and it'll be easier, right? And then I get there faster or whatever. And so I felt like maybe I should gamify stuff and make it a little bit more fun to just do the walk. And so I found an app. I think it's called Conqueror. It's on, at least for me, iPhone. But the whole point is it's like, hey, you are going to walk anyway, so why not make the walks you do a little more fun? And so as an example, you can buy into, the different adventures they have, and they're all kind of like around the world tour kind of bits. So, for example, the one that I'm doing is the Incan Trail, which is literally what my dad and I did, right? And so the Incan Trail is like, you're going up to Machu Picchu. And I was like, oh, cool. And it's like, yeah, it's 26.2 miles. And you can set like a time goal for yourself of how you want to do it. And then in the app itself, it like has different views of the trip. So you can actually like see where you are while walking the trip. And for every 20% that you walk, they plant a tree. And there are people from all over the world doing it, so you can judge yourself based on those people. And then at the end, they literally send you a medal, like a badass looking medal that's like, hey, you walked this trail. And I was like, I'm doing this. I'm putting down the money. I'm making this happen. And so, yeah, over 4 days of walking back and forth to work, I've walked 14.2 miles. Woo. And I'm like, hell yeah. So yeah, I'm 14.2 miles, and I have 12 miles remaining before I complete the Incan Trail. And then because I enjoyed it so much, I went and I bought another trail, which is, I think I got the English Channel. Like if you were swimming the English Channel, how long it would take. And so that's what I got. I got the English Channel. So now the next one I'm going to do is however long the English Channel is. And I was like, this is great. So I may just continue to walk to work just because it's easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can walk there and walk. I will say, during the morning, way easier. It's like nice and cool. And in the afternoon, when I walk home, I walk in the door of my apartment covered in sweat. It's so hot. I'm like, oh, God. So, yeah. But it's like, it's not a hard walk. It takes maybe, 35, 40 minutes. And, yeah, it's just I put on music or I put on a podcast and go. It's easy.
It is. Yeah, I mean, honestly, as long as you got something to listen to. Actually, I mean, even if you're just kind of, walking and chilling, I still think it's not bad, just taking in the scenery.
I mean, it is. Yeah, it is. It is kind of nice to see, this section of LA where it's a little touristy, so there's like actually stuff to look at. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, not just sadness.
Yeah, not just like, the hustle and bustle of the big city. Everyone here is pretty chill. Tons of people are walking around, and at night, it's like young kids on bikes in like bike gangs. It's very weird. It's a lot of bike gangs. Not like cool bike gangs, like really nerdy bike gangs. Like, come on, dudes. They all smell like pot, but they are like, all right, guys, let's go. It's ridiculous.
Are they wearing like the biker gear, or are they just straight up like high kids?
No, they're
on
like
bikes?
bicycle kids. They're bicycle kids in white t-shirts and like maybe jeans. And they're like, come on, dude, let's go. And they're, just hanging out late, I suppose, on a Thursday night.
Huh.
It's all right. It's fun. I'm excited to, I want to get this medal. I don't know why I'm doing all this because I want a medal.
Need this medal.
I want to be rewarded. I want to get like a dope ass thing that says the Incan Trail on it. And I'll be like, yeah, hell yeah. I don't know why. Little rewards inspire. Like, if you want me to get something, promise me like some stuff, and I'll do it.
Yeah, there you go. Just give them a medal or some sort of trophy. I don't know.
Yeah, give me something, and I will do whatever. If you're like, all right, if you do this, I will give you this, and I'll be like, okay, it's that simple. I'm a transactionary person. I'll be like, yeah, all right.
You're like the rat in the maze. They just put the cheese down. You're like, ooh, the cheese.
Yeah, but cheese is good, though. Cheese is good, though.
I mean, cheese is good. The thing is, like, was it you? Somebody I was talking to, and I was like, oh, yeah, I made a grilled cheese, but a burger or something. I used Munster cheese because Munster cheese melts better. I don't remember who it was. It might have been in our D&D group. Like, one of those people was like, I've never heard of Munster cheese. And I was like, what the shit?
It wouldn't be me. I love Munster. Actually, the other day, I think I had like a horseradish Munster, maybe something like that. It was delicious. Oh, yeah. I love a good Munster. That's what I have on my turkey sandwiches.
Yeah, dude, Munster's my favorite. Like, put it on a burger or a sandwich cheese. Like, it's.
I don't know if I'd put it on a burger just because like I like my burger cheeses a little more like oomph. You know what I mean? Like oomph. Have a little oomph
I like
to it.
Melty cheese.
Then I would go with an American. It may be fake, but it melts like nothing else.
That Munster melts. That monster melts. Write it down.
That monster melts.
That monster melts.
I'm not a big like cheddar on like cheddar. Melted cheddar never turns out good.
Yeah,
It's never good.
Not a big melted cheddar. It's got a bit of like there's a bite to it.
It's got like a oily thing going. Like whenever you melt cheddar, it never melts right.
Yeah, I feel that. Speaking of walking.
So speaking of cheeses,
cheeses. Speaking of walking, we had a friend come here, so we took him downtown. So I had my, annual go downtown. We went to the aquarium.
My annual go downtown.
My annual go downtown. You know how it is. So went to the aquarium. Pretty fun. Saw the fish and the lizards, and the frogs, and all those. There's some crazy fish in there, dude. Time
out. What does that mean? What does that mean? There's some crazy fish in there.
You see some fish you don't even know existed. Or like frogs. You're just like, whoa, that frog's small, but it's like got crazy spots and everything, and you're like, oh, that frog's poison.
I wish I saw the world through your eyes. Like, oh, that frog's so small.
So we did the aquarium stuff, and then we were getting food at one of the places by Navy Pier, and there were two groups of people we walked by that I had to write down what they said. So the first one was this group of I want to say 8 men by a yacht. And the one guy just says out loud, this is all I heard from their conversation. So these 3 women standing there with nothing on. And that was it. That's all I heard.
What? You need to stick around for more. You can't keep coming with stories that are and I heard them say, and I walked in and everyone was naked and they said, welcome to the party. And then I didn't hear anymore. You can't keep doing that.
You can't just stop walking and then move over to him.
No, you got to stop and be like, go on.
That's all I heard. It was just a group of men by all the yachts, and he's like, these 3 women standing there with nothing on. That was it. I'll never know. But I know that happened.
I hate you for that. What a terrible story.
The other one. So we were walking back to our car, and then there's a big pothole in the ground, and then Toast was walking, and she stepped in it and kind of stumbled, and we were like, oh, you okay? And then this guy that I swear, he looked like Bilbo Baggins when he's 100 years old. And he's like
good Bilbo or creepy jump scare Bilbo?
Creepy jump scare Bilbo.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Maybe a little blended in between. So she was like, oh, sorry, because he was behind us, and he was like, it's all right, there's a hole in the ground. There's a hole in the ground. And we were like, yep. And he's like, call the mayor. Call the mayor. Tell him. Fix that hole. I'll do it. Fix that hole. We were like, we'll do that. I don't think the mayor's going to do anything, but yep.
It's all right.
That was, he's very adamant. There's a hole in the ground. That was, honestly, him being creepy Bilbo just made it better.
I question. It just sounds like every Chicago guy. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of guys like him in Chicago who are little tiny creepy Bilbos.
There are, yeah. There probably are. There's a decent amount.
Yeah, I feel like Meatball transitions. If you make it past Meatball Prime, you transition into Bilbo.
Oh, and then Saturday, we went to the Renn Fair.
Oh my God, yes.
Yep. And we saw the Mud Brothers. They're back. They're kicking. They're still going.
They all made it through COVID all right? That's great.
They did. I was worried, but they all made it through. And then when you walked in, one of them had his little, I don't know, not fedora thing. What's those little hats with the thingy on top?
Fez?
Yeah, the fez. He had a fez on, and he was wrapped up in a towel, and he would, open the towel, and it says Mud Show, and it would show their times, and he'd be like, Mud Show! And then this one woman walked up to him, and she's like, you threw mud at me the other year. And he's like, ho, ho, ho.
I mean, yeah, that's what you're going there for. I don't know what she's complaining about.
Yeah, I think she was just happy. She was just teasing him about it. And he was just like, oh,
oh.
But I just love walking around there. I actually ran into some fans. That was pretty neat. They're like, you Crendor? And I was like, I think I am.
Are you Crendor? Are you Crendor?
I mean, that's why my go-to is like, I think I am. I hope I am.
Who are these? Who are these? Who are these? Who are these? I'm going to say delinquents. Who were these delinquents?
Well, that's all Crendor fans.
Oh, that's true.
I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. Although one guy, he was just like, "Are you a YouTuber?" 'Cause he was like, "I don't even know who you are, but those people are saying hi to you." And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I watched that one guy on World of Warcraft." And I was like, "Asmongold?" And he's like, "No, the other one." I was like, "S-Fan?" And he's like, "Yeah, the guy with the big curly hair." And I was like, "Yeah, it sounds like S-Fan." I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people are like they're halfway like wasted already.
Yeah, I believe that.
I feel like something else happened to Renn Faire. I had a beer, walked around, good time.
I feel like something else happened at the Renn Fair. I had a beer. Good time. Walked around. Good time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a Renn Faire, right? There's only so many things you can do. But it was nice because we didn't get to go last year because of COVID. So I think it was really crowded. So I think everybody's just like, the Renn Fair's back. Get in the car. And they just go.
Can I tell you something totally crazy?
Sure.
I had a Crendor moment, and I wrote it down. And I feel like this is something you would think about. And so I wrote this down because it hit me like, wow, that's a Crendor moment.
All right.
So I was coming off the elevator in my apartment complex, and I saw a guy, and he saw me, and we both smiled and said, "Hey," and then did not say another word. And I walked away, and the first thought I had was like, does the idea of smiling and saying hello signify you are not a threat to a person? That's why, I'm always doing it to people. I'm like, "Oh, hey." And I just like big smile and like walk by like, "Hey, I don't want you to think I'm going to hurt you." And I don't know why I do that. I don't know. A lot of times you meet people and they like are stone-faced. And you can't judge them at all. You don't know nothing about them. And me, I'm just like, "Oh, hello." And then like keep walking by like, "Hey, what's up?" And I like walk by. And I don't know why I do that, but I feel like it is some sort of societal ingrained, like, I am letting you know that I am not a threat to your person. And everything is okay because I've said hello to you and I acknowledge you are friend. I feel like that's what I was thinking. I was like, "Oh boy, this is some Crendor shit right here."
I think it's definitely societal. I mean, like, if you go to somewhere like Japan, like, they don't smile at each other. They just walk and they just keep to themselves and do their thing. But, like, they're not worried because they're like, "I'm just doing my thing." They're doing their thing and we just do our thing. While here, it's like, "That guy look at me funny. That guy look at me funny." Right? So it's like, I feel like it's definitely more, I feel like more cultural in Western culture, at least. Right? Because, I mean, you'll see people, and like you said, they're stone-faced, and, they might just be anxious. They might just be, like, socially anxious or keeping themselves and not wanting to talk, and you're just like, "Oh, I bet that person might not be friendly," right? But when they see you being like, "Hey," and they're like, "He's just a goofy guy."
I mean, like, I don't know, man. I try so hard to come off as, like, nice, because people, boy, howdy. Every time I like meet a new person, they always think I'm like, either there's only 2 versions of me. Either I'm going to be the guy who attacks them, or I'm like that guy you definitely can ask money from. That's it. That's the only 2 versions people see of me. They're like, "Oh, this guy's so nice. I bet I could ask him for a few dollars." Or, "I got to stay away from this guy. He looks like a killer." And I'm just like, those are my 2 options? That's how you see me? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're never gonna convince everybody. I mean, somebody might look at you and you're like, "Hey," and they're like, "Oh, that guy's crazy."
Well, I don't do that. I'm like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" I'm not like, "Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel." Not like that.
All right. Well, I mean, when you put it like that, I mean, that's just being social and normal.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I think some people aren't social, and I get it. But also, if I don't say hi, people size me up like, if I have to fight this guy, can I take him? Every time.
I'm also not like you. Like, I mean, I'll say like hi or whatever, but I'm more closed off.
Right, but you won't like purposefully. If you're in an elevator and someone comes in,
right?
Do you purposefully stand with your face to that person?
No.
Exactly. When I get in an elevator, people will turn and look at me like, this guy's going to throw some shit down. Like, I got to be ready just in case this guy wants to fight. And then I smile. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, not much. And then they are suddenly comfortable. And I have gone my entire life never feeling threatening. And I came to LA, and now everyone is like, oh, this guy's about to hurt me. And I don't know what it is, Crendor. I don't know what it is. It's very weird.
Oh, I know what I was gonna bring up. So I had a dream. All right, I had a crazy dream that St. Louis stopped existing.
Okay, you know when I said I think I understand Crendor thoughts, and I'm having Crendor thoughts? I now realize that is not the case. I'm like at level 1, and you are at 33 and a third, living your best life. All right.
So,
What?
In my dream, it was like my family wanted to go on a vacation. I'm like, all right, I'm driving. So I was like driving like the family on vacation. Like, we got to get to St. Louis. And I kept trying to put it into the Google Maps, and it wouldn't pop up. And I was like trying different spellings of St. Louis. And I was like, it's not showing up. It's not coming up. I don't think it exists. And they're like, no, it exists. And then I started like Googling it, and like I still couldn't find anything. And then there was like a big map that popped up of all these cities in Missouri, and they were just not St. Louis. It was like made up towns my brain just threw together, like Pastaville and like Bogotá, just like random letters. It's like, I don't know, I'm in a dream.
Right.
And then I woke up and I was like, what the shit? And then I had to like go to the computer. I was like, St. Louis. And I'm like, all right, we're good. It exists. It was weird. I have some pretty vivid dreams when I have dreams. Most of the dreams. I had another dream that reminds me where I had the stupid thing where you realize you're dreaming. You ever get that?
I mean, I think I've had something similar to it, but I don't know. You'd have to describe it to me.
I mean, it's pretty on
Like
par.
what happened to you? Like what
So,
what happened?
I feel like this is the step people get to lucid dream. But instead of being like, whoa, I'm dreaming, I can create whatever I want. I can fly in a dragon. I can, do whatever. I'm like, I'm dreaming. You like start panicking. And in your dream, you start panicking about dreaming. You're just like, oh God, I'm dreaming. I got to wake up. Like, for whatever reason, I always have to wake up when I realize I'm dreaming. And it's like, you got to wake up. And I start trying to move. And I'm like, I can't move. And you like realize your body's paralyzed. And you're just like, ugh. And then one time I had it, and I thought I woke up, but I was inceptioning myself. I woke up in a dream within a dream, and then I woke up. And the other time I was just like, blah. And then like I managed to move my neck, and that woke me up. But I remember one time, this is a completely different one. I woke up, and then I was like, oh, I must have woken up. And then I looked over, and there's like Toaster Woman next to me, and she was just looking at me, and it was like a weird, like, it was like a horror movie. She was just like staring and had no face. And I was like, what the shit? And then I woke up again, and then she was just normally there.
I would love for a dream interpreter to interpret that. I'm sure that would make for a lovely conversation in your household.
Well, I told her that. I was like, I woke up, and then I thought you were there. And then it was like, it was no face you. And then I woke up again, and it was normal you.
I've never...
That's some crazy shit.
The worst dream experience I've ever had that actually was like, oh no, I was on a plane and I fell asleep on a plane and like just sitting in my chair, and whatever I had done, I guess I had fallen asleep with my teeth biting down on my tongue, and it hurt very bad. Like I was clearly biting on my tongue, and I was awake, but my eyes would not open, and my body was still not fully awake yet. And so I'm sure it was mere seconds, but it felt like an eternity where I was sitting there in actual pain, biting on my tongue, but I couldn't release my jaw. And it wasn't until I could open my eyes and my whole body suddenly relaxed that I was able to stop. But like I actually had teeth marks on my tongue when I landed. I looked at the hotel bathroom window. Oh my God, the mirror. Looked out the window, there was my tongue. No, I looked in the mirror, and I had these bite marks on my tongue. And I guess I was sleeping and just sort of like bit down on it. And it wasn't until it started to hurt that I that I woke up. And then I wouldn't wait. I think I was still in that phase of like your body's still coming to. It was wild. I was like, nope, never want to go through that again. That was terrible.
Yeah, I guess it's probably like a similar type of thing. It's very much like the body paralysis that hits you.
That's what I'm
that,
saying.
Like, freaks you out. I guess it is worse if you're in pain on top of it. My
Yeah,
go-to is I always just roll my head. That always wakes me up.
Wasn't that it's like the inner ear thing, right? I know that Inception actually talks about it in a way that's way cooler than I could describe it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there's like, you have like an equilibrium thing where suddenly you're like, whoa, something's wrong, and you snap out of it.
Yeah. No, it is really weird. And then you wake up and you're like,
Yeah. Just like that. You wake up like some sort of pod person.
yeah.
Yeah,
What ear
like
is it?
You've come out of a pod and you're like, oh, yeah. You're sucking in air for the first time into your lungs that have never been used. Yeah, pod person.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great time.
Well, speaking of a great time, there's my transition.
Heyo.
MeUndies is a great time for your butt. That's terrible. That's not good at all. But that's because they're so comfy. They are amazing. MeUndies is not just the company giving you micro modal, but now they have stretch cotton undies as well. And baby, they're amazing. MeUndies believes in something we're all entitled to, and that is comfort. Their new stretch cotton collection offers everyday undies, bralettes, socks, and under tees. And just like MeUndies micro-modal fabric, their organic stretch cotton is also sustainable and designed to be the softest thing you've ever worn. Available in sizes XS to 4XL. MeUndies offers countless styles, cuts, and limited edition prints to choose from, so you can, find whatever your comfort is. Comfort for all, basically. MeUndies has an amazing offer for you listening right now. If you want to be like Crendor and I, and you want to wear your MeUndies, I saw they had MeUndies Shark Week ones that they have right now, and I want to let you know, I kind of want them so I can have sharks on my butt. So whenever I fart on a shark. Anyway, what I'm thinking, anyway, MeUndies has a great offer for you right now. You can get 15% off your first purchase and free shipping. MeUndies also has a problem-free philosophy. If you're not satisfied with their product for any reason whatsoever, they'll refund or exchange it. No caveats, no questions. So right now, if you want to get 15% off first order and free shipping, go to MeUndies.com/Crendor. That's MeUndies.com/Crendor.
That's me.
Also, today we're brought to you by Quip. Quip is doing a lot when it comes to your oral health. First, they got brushing, right? You can get the toothbrush, you can get the toothpaste, they got floss, they had gum. Now, oral rinsing mouthwash. Mouthwash is a key to your whole mouth's health because it gets in between the teeth to kill all the bad breath germs and help strengthen enamel. Thankfully, over at Quip, their oral care experts have made it so much simpler to make mouthwash part of your daily oral care routine. I know we've been saying forever on this show, Quip's electronic toothbrush is amazing. The floss is great. We talk about it, at least once a month. Well, now they've launched a new mouthwash to help you complete your clean. Plus, it comes in a refillable dispenser that's delightful to use and sleek enough to fit right on the bathroom counter. It has a refillable dispenser with a compact footprint that looks great in any bathroom, big and small. And it has 5 colors, 2 high-end finishes to choose from, and you're guaranteed to find one that matches your style. This is the one mouthwash you definitely don't want to hide under your sink. Along with mouthwash, Quip also delivers fresh brush heads, floss, and toothpaste refills every 3 months from $5. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the hassle, the hustle, the bustle, the bastle of in-store shopping. With affordable refills plus free shipping, it's easy to keep your whole mouth healthy, and man, that is the point. Join over 5 million mouths already using Quip and start swishing today. If you want to get in on this, all you got to do is go to getquip.com/Crendor5. Right now, it's $5 off the mouth-washing starter kit. That's getquip, GETQIP.com/Crendor5 to get $5 off a mouthwash starter kit, which includes a refillable dispenser and 90-day dose of the 4 times concentrated formula. Get it at getquip.com/Crendor5. Now let's go to Shop Number 7's Got the Crendor. How's that traffic out there?
Oh boy, traffic out here is still pretty crazy because it's the summertime. Everybody's driving around. They got their vaccines. They're going out. They're partying. They're anti-partying. They're bopping. They're whopping. They're staying home. Wait, that wouldn't make sense. It's traffic. They're... back to you.
I think he had a stroke. Anyway, now let's go over to Crendor at the weather desk. How's that weather?
Weather time. Let's see. Let's see. We got any weather requests over here? Any weather requests?
Weather time, it's weather time. Everyone loves weather time. See, I'm stalling for you. Weather time, it's weather time.
Good.
Weather time for you.
Beautiful song. Looks like today the weather is going to be at Caringbah, NSW, Australia. Caringbah.
NSW, Australia? North, Southwest, NSW?
New South Wales.
Oh, okay. I was like, North, Southwest, Australia.
Caringbah, New South Wales, Australia. It is currently 56 degrees Fahrenheit. Mostly cloudy, strong wind warning. Strong winds. 54, humidity 55%, pressure 30.04 inches, visibility 8 miles, wind 11 miles an hour, dew point 40, UV2 of 10, and the old moon phase hitting up that waxing gibbous. You got a 6:57 a.m. sunrise and a 5:06 p.m. sunset. The 10
Caringbah looks like it is basically just a suburb of Sydney, I guess is what it is. I'm going to make that assumption based on nothing except one map.
All right. I'd say it's a good assumption. 10 days, 60, partly cloudy. Tuesday, you're going to get 63, mostly cloudy. Wednesday, 58 a.m. showers and winds, 62 mostly sunny. Friday, 59 cloudy. Saturday, 63 mostly sunny. Sunday, partly cloudy, wind. Monday, 59 and sunny. And Tuesday, 63 and sunny. Honestly, pretty pleasant weather.
Yeah. What are we? We're coming into spring, technically.
It does look like spring weather, if I had to take a wild guess.
We're slowly coming into spring. I'm not sure how it works in Australia.
Also, I'm going to bring up something kind of unrelated, but kind of related.
Uh-huh.
Did your parents ever, like, turn on the weather channel, but, like, not like the weather channel, like the one that just shows the radar, and it would just be, like, weather in blah, 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 and it would just, like, read out stuff, and then it'd just play, like, jazz music, like...
Here's the thing. I don't know if they did the Weather Channel version of that, but my mom frequently, while waiting for stuff to record, which is a thing she does, she, like, records so much TV, and then she'll be like, oh, did you see this? And play, like, a Christmas special from 1996 or some nonsense. Like, what the hell? But it's a lot of there. At least Spectrum has like Spectrum One network.
Oh yeah,
and most of it is like, here's your local forecast. Like, yes, absolutely.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, my parents all the time just like put on the radar, put on the forecast, and they just put that on for like background music, and then you're looking like, I guess it's gonna rain maybe, or no clouds.
Well, I think when you live in a place where there is weather, it's a lot more interesting to put that on. In LA, It's like, put on the weather, and it's like another day of sun. It's like another sunny day.
Blue skies and golden sunshine.
There's absolutely no weather at all. It's like another hot day.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was throwing that out there. Comment below if you also enjoy that. Because I was thinking about that. I'm like, do they have like an actual soundtrack for the old Weather Channel like thing? And I looked it up, and there's an actual weather soundtrack that they used to use, and people were like, "Yes, my family would put this on in the background," and then people were freaking out, being
Make me
nostalgic
Google
for it.
Weather Channel soundtrack. The Weather Channel soundtrack playlist by Chris Holmes is on Spotify.
Oh
Time
my
out.
God, what?
Time out. Oh my God. It has. I'm already down to 516 songs. 574 songs is what it has. The Weather Channel songs featured on the Weather Channel during local forecast segments and others from 1982 through the 90s. Amazing.
There's some good songs in there.
I love this. Yeah, there's songs like Hideaway by David Sanborn, or I Can't Tell You Why by a lot of Kenny G. Oh my God. Yeah, this is so much Kenny G. Oh, I was about to be like, look at all these names. A lot. Kenny G makes bank off the weather. So much Kenny G. Oh my God, there's so much of it. Like every eighth song is a Kenny G song. Wow. Well, there you go. Kenny G. Can't beat it.
Imagine it's like, what do you do for a living? It's like, made Weather Channel music. Now I get royalties.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought Kenny G was like when people over 50 were definitely trying to have sex, but I guess it's Weather Channel too. Maybe that's why. Oh no, Crendor. Maybe that's why they're like put on the Weather Channel.
That's the weather. Unless you want to tell us about Herringbach.
Why don't you put on the Weather Channel over there, Eric?
Oh Jesus. How's Herringbach? You find any crazy things or no? Is it just a suburb?
It just appears to be a suburb. I went and looked through, and there's a whole bunch of nothing.
All right, crikey, mate.
Crikey.
Let's move on.
I'm sure we'll get a message from them. Like, there's actually much to do here. Which, by the way, if you want to message us, if you want to sell us on your city, we will take swag from your city.
That's true.
We have a P.O. box. Send it to send everything, all your swag to us, and we'll rep your city.
Yes, without a doubt.
All right, let's go to sports.
Sports. We are at the sports desk. We've got crazy sports happening now. By crazy sports, I mean there's really just baseball and basketball, and then Olympics coming up. Basketball's been crazy. It's been the Bucks and the Suns. I've been watching some of that while I'm building some Warhammer stuff, and oh my God, yesterday's game, it was insane. It was tied 2-2. They go to Phoenix, and then Bucks were, I think they were up by like 2 or something, and then Phoenix had the ball with like 20 seconds left, and the Suns got it stripped, and then he like did an alley-oop to Giannis. It was, oh my God, that was a spicy ending.
It was a spicy ending.
Spicy ending. Bucks are up 3-2 now. I'm cheering for the Bucks. That's what I'm doing. I want the Bucks to win. They're just a more likable team too. Chris Paul's kind of like a douchey noodle player, you know.
Douchey noodle player.
Like he wants to get his finals. He wants to get a finals win, but like he's just like shoving people around. You know,
what a
Bucks are just
douchey
playing.
noodle. Yeah,
just playing
agreed.
solid basketball. So yeah,
What a
that's
douchey
basketball.
noodle.
What a douchey noodle, dude. And then over in baseball, you got Boston up at the top. You got the White Sox at the top, Houston, the Mets, the Milwaukee Brewers, and the San Francisco Giants. And then the Olympics are happening, I think, like in 5 days.
Can I tell you, I went down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole of Olympic stuff today. I read an article that was like, hey, in order to prevent Olympic athletes from having sex, they made the beds out of cardboard. And I was like, that's insane. And then I read about it, and I looked at the beds, and they're like cardboard beds. And I was like, what if you're like a weightlifter? You're going to crush through the bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is weird. But then someone responded like, this is actually not true. This is BS. Do not believe this. People can literally just take the mat off. You can still have sex. Like this is a non-story. Yeah. The real story here is that they plan on recycling all the materials they're using for the Olympics, and they're trying to be like very, earth friendly.
Oh, I see.
And then some responded who's like, that's not true at all. This is BS. I live in Japan, and this is the truth. And I was like, I'm down the rabbit hole now. Here we go. And he was like, in Japan, the cardboard something, I guess like the cardboard lobby, is really in with the people who are in power right now. And so basically, they got like a sweetheart deal to do almost all of this construction stuff for the Olympics, and that's why everything is cardboard. Not because they're being good, but because basically they're like corrupt. And I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know which of these 3 stories to believe. I know they're all crazy. I imagine all of it's a little bit true. And I was like, this is what happens when you read the news and actually research. You find out like a million things. So I have no clue, but I was like, this is great. This is funny.
I mean, yeah, that's out of all the stories, I believe big cardboard the most.
Oh,
big
yeah, that sounds about
is
right.
Trying to take over, like the people banging, like they're gonna bang anyway. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm
They're
stuck in my
athletes.
cardboard bed."
If there's anyone
Step
more
bro.
prepared to have sex in a million different ways, it's an athlete. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense. And the cardboard beds being recyclable, like I
That
don't
makes
mean
sense.
I guess
Like
it kind of
you're
makes
saving
sense,
money and protecting the planet and stuff. Like, okay,
but there's a million other recyclable things that they could have used instead. The fact that it's like, oh, big cardboard is in with the government makes a lot of sense. Plus, go online, look up those beds. They are the least comfortable looking beds I've ever seen in my life.
they really
I've never
are,
seen
yeah.
anything like it. It looks terrible. I was like, this looks like when you would make a throne out of like beer. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
put like a bunch of like you get a lot of cases of beer. They're like, this is my beer throne. That's what it looks like. It's insane.
Yeah, it's yeah, man. Like I like big cardboard story. That's the one I'm sticking to the most.
It makes sense. It checks out. Olympics.
Yeah.
They're coming up.
That's sports.
All right. What is our big fact of the day? I was about to say news, but I know we gotta do this.
Ooh, there you go. You can sneeze faster than a cheetah can run.
That I believe that to be true. Your sneezes are like powerful.
Sneezes are pretty powerful. I believe that too. That's not a crazy fact. I'm gonna find a different one.
What is it, like 46 miles an hour or something like that?
It is. I don't even think they say. We can sneeze faster, 4.5 times faster than Usain Bolt's record, and 20 times faster than Michael Phelps. 100 miles an hour is the sneeze.
Yeah. I think if cheetah's like top speed is like, I don't know, 40 to 60 or something wild like that. I can't remember, but that's why it's so hard to keep your eyes open when you sneeze, because the force of your sneeze is so powerful. And people like try to hold in sneezes. Don't do that. Just sneeze. The people who are like when their sneezes are like like that, and like, nah, sneeze. If you're gonna sneeze, let it out.
Yeah. No, I do that all the time. I'm like, when I sneeze. I like wind up and then, just let it out.
Yeah, you just gotta go and like and get over it.
Here's a crazy fact. Pluto technically isn't even a year old.
What?
That's right. Pluto was discovered February 18, 1930. It is the farthest dwarf planet from the sun, requiring it to go much farther distance than we are used to on Earth. It takes 248 Earth years for Pluto to complete one rotation. This places Pluto's first birthday since its discovery on Monday, March 23rd, 2178.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
Well,
insane.
considering it's not a planet, I guess it doesn't matter. Way to go, science.
Thanks, science. There's your fact.
Okay. Well, what's our big news story of the day?
Big news story of the day. This is a honker. Nic Cage says he knew his relationship with wife Riko Shibata could work after discovering she keeps flying squirrels.
I believe this is his much younger wife.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe he's like 50 and she's like 26 or 22.
Here's the thing. Not only do I feel this on like a deep level, but I get it. If you're a crazy person and you find someone that matches your crazy, age
true.
should not matter. Because frankly, I think if he's like, she keeps flying squirrels. To me, if I lived the life of a man who like, I collect different weird animals and I fly them to my private island and I have dinosaur skulls and let the man have his day. I think great for him. And here's the thing. If she's into it, if she was like, oh, Nic Cage, yeah, that's my kind of hot. If that's what she wants, bless. I'd say great for both of them.
Now, I will say this is Nic Cage's fifth wife. So, fifth time's the charm, I guess.
I mean, maybe he doesn't know what he's looking for.
That's true. Let's see what it says. The actor Nicolas Cage said that he knew he could have a successful relationship with his wife after discovering her love for unusual animals, flying squirrels. We met in Japan, and I thought she was stunning when I met her. We had a lot in common, he said at the premiere of his new film, Pig. She likes animals, too, so I asked her, do you have any pets? And she said, I have flying squirrels. She had 2 sugar gliders. I thought, that's it. This could work out. Representative for Cage told People magazine that Cage and Shibata tied the knot earlier in the year. Very small, intimate wedding in Vegas. Pig premieres first time couple's been seen. Of course, in Vegas. I'm quite excited to take a picture with her, he said. It is Nic Cage's 5th wife. The National Treasure star is previously married to the actress Patricia Arquette between 95 and 2000. Arquette, sure. Between 95 and 2001. Then Lisa Marie Presley, the daughter of Elvis, from 2002 to 2004.
Yep.
Earlier this year, Cage told a radio show he and Shibata got engaged on a video call because they were separated due to the corona pandemic. She left New York and went back to Kyoto, and I went to Nevada, and I haven't seen her for 6 months. We're really happy together, and we're really excited to spend that time together, so I finally just said, look, I want to marry you, and we got engaged on FaceTime. Cage sent her a black diamond engagement ring.
That sums up. A black diamond engagement ring is the most Nic Cage thing I've ever heard. I'm looking through his past relationships, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah, I was looking through those.
Yeah, so Patricia Arquette, who's David Arquette, that whole thing, you know. Lisa Marie Presley, obviously, Elvis. Alice Kim was from 2004 until 2016. That's a long-ass marriage. I guess they had a kid, I think.
Oh, wow. I mean, yes, they were married a pretty long time.
Then he married Erica Koike?
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 For not even a year.
Less than a year, yeah. Through all of 2019. 2019 was it for them. And then he instantly rebounded. He's like, and now I'm married again. I do have like a question about his transition from like white ladies into only Asian women. I do have a question about this. I am curious why this has happened, but like, okay.
He has a quote from marrying Alice Kim and said, I'm married into another culture, and it's interesting because in Korea they call me the son-in-law. Like,
what?
Isn't that what most people call their son-in-law? Their son-in-law?
I guess probably
That's
like
crazy.
the Presley family was like, this bastard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it says with the Presleys, oftentimes when you have 2 people who are very strong in their own personalities and rather intense, sometimes you can have a hard time meshing. So they just fought a lot, obviously.
This man, I feel like this man just needs to learn how to date, because from 1995 to 2001 he was married. Then from 2002 to 2004 he was married. Then from 2004 to 2016 he was married. So he had like a 3-year period between 2016 and 2019 where he wasn't married.
Yeah.
And then he immediately got married again. And then after that, immediately got married again. Nick, you can just date people. You don't have to instantly marry them.
He's like, I gotta get married.
I guess it's such a it definitely seems like a weird guy thing of just like, I'm going through some stuff, and the only way I can show love is through proposal. Like, I just don't. It's so weird.
So this is what it says with his Erica Koike relationship. By far, Cage's shortest-lived marriage, the actor tied the knot to the makeup artist in 2019 in Las Vegas after a year of dating. In the court documents, The Blast, Cage claims that they were both intoxicated and he, quote, lacked understanding of his actions in marrying her to the extent that he was incapable of agreeing to the marriage. He also claimed that there were grounds for an annulment since Koike didn't disclose to Cage the full nature and extent of her relationship with another person. Oh, shit.
He was mad. He was mad she was dating some other guy.
And then the Oscar winner alleged Koike didn't inform him of her criminal history, including additional active criminal proceedings.
Oh my God.
Oh my, yeah. That's a crazy relationship right there.
Meanwhile, the photo I found of him and his current wife It's them walking, I assume, in an airport tarmac, and then something like in an airport hallway, and he's wearing a gray suit with the craziest hat I've ever seen while carrying a whale, and she is looking lovingly at the whale. It's a, you know what? Get it, Nick. I will always be a fan. I can't wait to watch Pig. I'm here for it.
Wait, what? His ex-wife that he was married to for 12 years attended his wedding.
I believe
That's
that.
kind of weird.
I believe that. I think Nic Cage is still friends with all these people because there's a reason why he does all these movies, because they're taking like half the paycheck.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess if you marry 5 people, you probably owe a lot of money to people.
I would say that you probably do. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well,
Oh
there
my
you go.
God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nic Cage relationships.
I love it. All right, well, that is it for us. Thank you so much for listening and watching, or however you're enjoying this podcast. Crendor, hit him with the socials.
We've got socials. We got youtube.com/Cox Crendor Podcast. Find all the podcasts over there. You cut off the podcast part, go to youtube.com/Cox Crendor. You got all the animations over there. We're on Spotify. We're on iTunes. We're on SoundCloud. We're on probably some other places. You can follow our other stuff. We got youtube.com/Jesse Cox, youtube.com/Crendor, twitch.tv Jesse Cox, twitch.tv/Crendor, Patreon Jesse Cox, Patreon Crendor, Instagram Crendor was taken, Instagram Notorious Cox, and Twitter Jesse Cox, Twitter Crendor, and that's it.
Okay, well, we'll see y'all next time. And as always, to be continued.